If you guys are in the market for a handheld, I strongly recommend checking out r/handhelds. It's simply a great place to see what other people are actually buying and saying about various devices. And through this, I discovered that a lot of people are pretty disappointed and even returning the Xbox Ally X. Now this was somewhat surprising given the popularity of this device, but they do cite multiple good reasons for this disappointment around the Xbox Ally X. And here is one such post from r/handhelds on this topic. So in the first point here, he says that he's beginning to regret buying the Xbox Ally X, mostly due to the display. Specifically, he cites the LCD panel as having colors that are pretty washed out and a screen that's overall dull and uneven in comparison to premium OLED screens. Also, we can see in point 2 here, he mentions the bezels and how on this device, the bezels are simply huge and they have a pretty negative impact on the feel of the device. And if we skip down to points 5, 6, and 7, these are actually all about the new full screen Xbox experience. So in point 5, he talks about how the launcher feels more like an advertisement versus an actual game console home screen. Then point 6 is about how the launcher kind of feels unfinished. And then point 7 is about the performance of this launcher. And this analysis is pretty consistent with other posts and comments I've seen on the topic. People are complaining about the price, the full screen Xbox experience, and above all else, the display. Now to quickly touch on the full screen Xbox experience, I do fully expect this to get better over time. Right now it is a brand new thing, and eventually it's going to be rolling out to much more devices. And the whole point of this launcher is to limit background operations and provide a better, more console-like UI. And I also really like how this Xbox app isn't locked down and you still have full access to all other game stores, including your Steam games. So personally, I do not view this as a deal breaker and it should be getting better over time. But unfortunately, the same thing cannot be said about the display here. So this device is premium, it cost over $1,000, and the display here is simply not worth that price tag. Specifically, people are taking issue with the size. It comes in at only 7 inches. Now the one benefit of this is that it should result in the device being more compact than the competition. But this too is also not the case due to the massive bezels. This results in the device being essentially the same size as other devices with a larger 8-inch display. And another issue here is the IPS panel. At this point, OLED is considered premium, and people are reporting that the colors here are pretty dull and the blacks are washed out. And again, this just leads to a viewing experience that doesn't match the $1,000 price tag. In comparison, the Lenovo Legion Go 2 is another premium handheld, and the display here is significantly better. It comes in at 8.8 inches, has thin, modern bezels, it does rock an OLED panel, and the resolution and the refresh rate is much higher. Now coming back to r/handhelds, many people are actually recommending the MSI Claw A8 instead of the Xbox Ally X, claiming that this device, even though it's not as popular, delivers a much better value. But if you guys want my opinion, I would definitely recommend checking out the brand new Neo Nex 2. This device, like the MSI Claw, is a lot less recognizable and popular than the Xbox Ally X, but in my estimation, this is a true premium handheld. So first off, at its core, it has the AMD 395 Plus chip. For context, the GPU performance is more than double that of the Z2 Extreme, making this handheld truly elite in terms of performance. And they also have one of the best displays ever on a handheld. It comes in at 9 inches, OLED, and 165 Hz. And you can also see that the bezels are pretty thin, leading to a pretty clean overall design. And another notable thing here is the absolutely huge battery, coming in at 115 watt hours. And this is by far the largest battery ever put into a handheld. So in my estimation, if the Xbox Ally X has been a disappointment to you and you're still in the market for a premium handheld, you might want to check out the brand new Neo Nex 2. As in comparison to the Xbox Ally X, it is a better handheld in almost every single way. But definitely let us know your take in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.